4 ways that AI can increase your revenue in your salon. Hi, I am Kayla Swanson. I am the host of High Performance Salon Academy's Profitable Salon Owner Podcast. And today I get to hang out with Cindi Mausehund. What's up, Cindi? How are you?
Hi, Kayla.
Hi, I'm so stoked to have you on today and talk about. Cindi has been in the industry for 25 years. She owns a metropolitan salon in Wisconsin. And we were talking before this about some really cool tools and ways that she's been able to utilize AI in her salon. So Cindi, before we kind of start getting into it, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've been on a couple times, but tell us a little bit about your story in the beauty industry.
Well, I started in the beauty industry 25 years ago as a nail technician.
Wow.
At Metropolitan. And and I did nails and then just kind of worked as a manager for a while and really got involved in the sales desk. And that was kind of when I realized that they need some help up there, and there's a lot going on up there. So I bought into the company in 2019.
Wow.
And so I have an amazing business partner, Holly Fox. She's incredible, and we've been together since I started 25 years ago.
Wow, that's so incredible. Man, I love the stories of where it came from and how you move up. And I know like being at the front desk, so we're talking about AI today and largely around the front desk and be able to make more revenue for your salon by booking appointments in a more easier way. And I'm really stoked to talk about that. So we're talking about 4 ways today. And so Cindi, what was like your guys' experience when you started to dip your toes? Because I know people who are listening, whether you have tried AI or not, Cindi, talk to me about your experience of like, okay, AI came in. What was how did you guys start to be like, AI is something we want to start using in our salon?
We realized that we might have been missing the boat a little bit on our guest experience. We don't necessarily have a lot of, it's harder to find sales desk, and we don't have a ton of people working up there. Yeah. So what we realized is we were missing phone calls, and now will guests leave a message? Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them call back, some of them don't. You don't know. And we really didn't know if we were connecting with the people or not. And so that's really, we needed something to help us offer a better guest experience and being able to connect with our guests.
Yeah, man. And that's a really cool. And if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, me too. And wherever you're at, no matter how big your salon is, like if you're missing phone calls or if you're like, there is touch points, we're going to address them today. There is many areas that using a tool like AI can come in and work in the background. If you do like there's steps to it, but it's taking the place of an entire employee by working in the background to accomplish something that you don't have to, so you're not missing as much. So let's dive into that, into what you're using. So I'm going to mention the AI tool that Cindi is using, but there is so many different out there. So this is not like necessarily this is the one to use, but do your research, figure out the best fit for you and your salon and what works with your salon software and how to utilize it for the needs of your salon, because every salon is different and we don't do anything cookie cutter. So this is a suggestion, but less about the program that we are using and more about what we've been able to accomplish by utilizing AI. So Cindi, tell me a little bit about what you guys use.
So what it does is it will, it answers the phone. Sorry, not really answers the phone. If we miss a phone call, it will text our guest immediately. And I mean, as soon as you don't even hear the voicemail pick up and it is texting. And you get to customize exactly what it is texting your guests. This whole setup probably takes roughly a month just to, get it to understand your business and to work through, the way your verbiage, basically.
Right. You want it to connect and match you.
Yes, absolutely. Because it needs to know your brand, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and it literally just texts our guests something like, this is our Metropolitan super easy texting service, and that we can help you make appointments, cancel, reschedule, whatever the case may be. And then it literally says, how may I help you? And then it's a multiple choice.
Wow.
And you can set that up with your choices. And the very first one is to book an appointment. And so it has booked, it books appointments for you in our software.
No,
It's
not even have to
incredible.
talk to a single person. Just being like, hey, you called. Is this what you're looking for? Do you want an appointment? And what's cool too is like, I mean, this is my example because I just had, I had a doctor's appointment and they have something similar, and people are very used to and actually almost prefer an automated when it's easy to use and easy to function. An automated, they'd rather book their appointment and get it done than waiting for a call back or being like, oh, or if they don't get a response from that, then they're calling the next salon that they're looking into. If it's a new client, they're like, well, they didn't answer. Let me call the next one, rather than they didn't answer. Be like, oh, well, it's right here. Perfect. Let me just make my appointment really easily and you can get in there, which I think is really awesome. If you think like, well, people want that personal touch. Yes. And there's many opportunities for you to apply that personal touch, but making the ease of access of booking appointments will collect those. Because Cindi, tell us in your guys' last 4 weeks that you guys been using it, tell me what the impact this has had on your guys' salon.
Oh, it's huge. So in the last 4 weeks, we missed 112 phone calls.
It's a lot of people.
112. That's a lot, right? Yeah. And so it ended up booking $1,800 in services for us. So $1,800 in services it booked for us that our sales desk, no human had to book.
Wow.
And it's incredible. So you can really see your return on the investment immediately.
Yeah. Because how much is
a
it?
Dashboard that tells you all of those stats.
Wow.
All of it. It's incredible.
See, and that's even cool too, as these tools, like having a tool like that is incredible, but even being able to utilize a dashboard of like, okay, well, I'm using this tool. How do I even know if it's working for my salon? So when you're looking into AI tools, some of them have dashboards, they're easy to understand the data. Some of them don't. And that is a really important component of like, well, I want to spend the money and it's like and I want to invest in this, but I need to know if it's worth it and give yourself a time frame to do that. If the monthly amount that I'm paying is a return on investment there, and having that dashboard to be able to see the numbers. I mean, how many of you even know how many missed calls that you're getting? Like, do you have a way to calculate those things to know what are you losing and what's the missed opportunity there when people are calling and not able to get through? Because you can't guarantee you can be ready for the phone anytime if it's slow, or I mean, it's not slow, that'd be different. But if you're busy, things like that, you can't guarantee to always be able to answer it. But how cool would it be to know that even when you can't answer the phone, that those people are still getting a touch point? That's a huge win.
Oh yeah, really definitely. Cool.
Dang, wow. So, and talking about, so you've been able to do that. So to make the appointments is a really big part of it. It's like an auto book them. So when you missed calls, it's one point of you are then able to make appointments and have a touch point with those people, or even say, hey, I see you, saw you called, like, let's interact. And then your front desk people, your sales desk people can look back and see the conversations that are happening. Like all the reports and all the conversations are there, they're happening. So there's a section of it where the AI is having the conversation from start to finish. And you can jump in as, be like, oh, let me respond to this person. Let me get in there. So tell me a little bit more how it works in terms of ease of access for people who the AI is a functionality of it doing it on its own. But what's it cross ease of access for people who then, okay, now I want to have a conversation. How does that kind of connect?
Oh, and that's super easy too, because we always have the dashboard open. So our sales desk always is looking at it. I'm always looking at it, that kind of thing. And you'll get a notification if there was something that the AI couldn't do, if somebody has a specific question that they're unable to answer. And there's stats on your dashboard on how many of those situations also, which is really cool. But then it allows you to be able to connect with that person. You can take over that conversation and, without skipping a beat. Or you can pick up the phone and call them too, because you have their telephone number, whichever is easier for you. A lot of times, though, the guest just wants to continue with a text because we're kind of in a texting world,
Literally. And the ease of access of like, man, I can just text and book my appointment. That's amazing. Especially people who are like reoccurring too. If they're just calling in like, hey, I want to get in really fast. Don't want to use it, the website or whatever. Like we're more accessible to, like, if you imagine somebody needs to go to a website to book a call, like sometimes there's so many different steps. There's so many different sidetracks. I've done this so many times in my life where I go to like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then I'm halfway through and I get distracted and I'm like, oh no, I never made that appointment. I got halfway there. But texting is such a more accessible way to communicate with people. And I think that's really awesome. So the ease of like,
that is one thing, if I can just interrupt, sorry. I kind of forgot about is that's what's really cool at 2:00 in the morning when we're not open. This answers, they still get a text if somebody calls. Oh, so it's after hours before we're open. So we're never missing a phone call, no matter what time of day.
No kidding. And then if you are a smaller salon and you only have one front desk and they're taking the lunch, and then then if you imagine like the people who I know we've had problems or not problems, but we've had people say like, yeah, my stylist or my service providers don't want to answer the phones. And then there's knowing that if somebody's not at the front desk, then there's a peace of mind of knowing that there is a solution to that for those few moments when, I can't answer the phone, then the AI will pick it up, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice, man. That's cool. Okay. So missed calls, number 0.1, being able to collect those and make the revenue. And after 4 weeks, $1,800, that's a big difference. And then the next one is cross promoting. So with your AI tool that you've been able to utilize, you've been able to, in those texting, being able to do certain things with that. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So we will, reach out to the guests. Sometimes it's our VA, sometimes it's our sales desk, however you want to utilize it. Sometimes it's myself, and we'll offer a different department. So say somebody's coming in for cut and color, and we have a last minute opening in our massage department, and we just text them something really quick, would you be interested in taking that? So we can get them, a lot of times we can get them into another department inside of our salon, and then they become a regular guest inside that department also.
Yeah. And it's a huge touch point. And Cindi, you said before that like you can send that text out, and if they say yes, then the AI tool will book those appointments for you. Yeah.
Yes.
So it automatically just add it on, be like, this person said yes, let's go ahead and add it on after they get their hair done. Then they go into the massage, and then it's automatic happening for you, rather than being like, okay, let me make sure I get that on the schedule, and having more work for the front desk salesperson at the front desk. It's an addition. It feels almost like an assistant. It's like your front desk assistant, and a very smart front desk assistant. Those you can't always guarantee you're gonna have some smart ones. And so being able to, hey, you do send out a text to people, here's all the appointments for tomorrow or next week or whatever your flow is. Again, you got to figure out what works for your salon, but being able to be like, hey, I see you have an appointment on, Thursday. Do you want to, we have an opening for a massage at this time. Would you like to add that on? Do you have time in your day? Would you like to pamper yourself? Like you can, then we go listen to our other podcasts about marketing, of how to language with people. So piggyback off of this one with that, of like, if that is a solution that you want, then get really creative with how you communicate to your clients, because it could be, people love to pamper themselves, or having the languaging that really is like, yeah, that is what I want, or I'm having a rough day, or you know what? Yes, there's an opening. It's that ease of like, it makes them think. You get a massage, you get like, yeah, I've been wanting a massage. That works out. I have an extra hour after that. That's my day to myself, whatever it looks like. It doesn't hurt to ask the question. If they say no, that's fine too, but it doesn't hurt to ask if you're trying to fill those appointments.
Yeah, just opportunities that we have. They don't know about them.
Yeah.
If we don't let them know about them.
Ready to transform your business and improve your salon's profitability? With Lonza's 3-in-1 technology and intermixable shades, your hair color inventory is streamlined with limitless creativity behind the chair. Click the link below to unveil the secret to salon success.
Are you ready to increase your retention and revenue and convert website traffic to clients? Then you're ready for Maya. Maya creates better business relationships by pairing the right clients with the right beauty professionals. Use promo code HPSA for your first 2 months free. Visit joinmaya.com to get started.
We're Forest, born on the salon floor and built for and by hair and beauty professionals like you. Forest is your marketing, your reporting, your reputation management. You need one easy-to-use system that does it all. Forest, together we grow.
Are you tired of not knowing what your hair color is costing you? With Salon Scale, we take the guesswork out for you, so you can cover your back bar expenses, reduce your color waste, and generate more profit in your salon. Click the link in the description to get 10% off your first year.
Exactly. And then it's not all on the day of, and people are like, oh, well, I didn't know. Like now, no, I don't have any time. I have to be somewhere after this. Rather than a couple days before, they can be like, look at their schedule and be like, yeah, I do have time for a massage. And it's just an extra touch point. And it may be like, and it may not be 100% of everybody who comes in, but imagine just that extra touch point to even collect 5 a week, or imagine the impact that would have on your salon if you were taking these steps to add in the extra, like, hey, this is a possibility. Is that something that you're interested in? As well as add-on services, which are our next point of cross-promoting and adding on. It's not just like, maybe you're a salon who only, you only have hair services, and that's totally fine, but you also can add on services. So Cindi, talk to me about that. How have you guys utilized this service to be able to add on to people's appointments?
So when it is setting up, booking an appointment, the AI, actually will offer, so in our software, we have it set up for add-on services, and it will offer those add-on services that we have set up that, help upgrade that service.
Yeah,
so it correlates with the service so that they are booking, and they will offer it. The AI offers that and asks the guests if they would like to add that on. So we get so many add-on services. It is insane. I will say how many add-on services come through AI more so than probably our sales desk when they're on the phone.
Isn't that incredible? And it's like, you think it's not necessarily that something's wrong with the sales desk. It's the fact that people intake information and can, like, if I get a text asking me a question and I have time to process it, like somebody asks when you're up at the front desk about to be there, like, do you want to add this on? You're like, no, I don't want to spend more money. No, I can't think about it. No. And it's easier to say no when you're in the moment than when you're getting texted and being like, hey, would you like to add this on? Be like, yeah, man, I'm a scalp massage. That sounds amazing. I'm in. Let's do it. And then that just, especially if you hit them on, text them in the middle of the day when they're probably having a rough day at work, and they'll be like, yeah, add that. I want that to add it to my service. And I love what you just said, Cindi, about how you can tell, like, because AI is AI and you can just set it up to understand things, being able to customize to the AI, knowing what appointment is this person about to have and knowing how many days ahead do they automatically send out a text, be like, hey, I see you're coming in for XYZ appointment, and knowing already what the add-on services are. Would you like to add any of these 3 things? And knowing what is the appointment going to have? What 3 things can I offer? And then AI is going to do it on its own. And they're going to come in and be like, wow, that person got an upgrade already and I don't have to worry about it. And that's so cool. I mean, I just keep thinking about the difference between having a program like this and not. It starts to all add up, which is really cool. Yeah. And you said that it's been really successful.
Oh, very much so. Absolutely. So cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of takes the pressure off of the service providers to have to be on it. Not to saying that it should replace that, because everybody should always be on it, but it also helps just add an extra layer of, because there'll be people who still come in who say no on the text or maybe don't respond. And so still being a part of that. But again, I think it feels, and imagine of your team, of being able to support your team like that and help them feel like, hey, we have this whole software that will help you do these things. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm sitting here, I don't even do here. And I'm like, man, this is such a cool, like, how can I utilize this in my life? Because that's such a helpful tool to work in the background. And I think that's one thing that I've loved about AI and ChatGPT and all those things. It's like, it really does help streamline and speed up a process of something that you do over and over again. So when you can do the research to find AI tools that come and replace things that you've been doing for, Cindi, you've been working for 25 years, and you'd be like, man, after 25 years and I don't have to do this anymore, there's an impact in that. Same with your team, with you as the owner, like there's an impact in being able to have things that come in and replace things that you're doing on repeat, or maybe it's not even like there's a replace aspect as well as an add to. Like, imagine the amount of revenue that you could add to your bottom line when you utilize tools that can work in the background and not have to hire a whole new person. Then it's just bringing in revenue. I mean, you have to pay the monthly fee for the program, but the difference between a whole other salary or a whole other commission or whatever your salon is based off of, and having a program that's going to continue to add to your revenue and your bottom line, really incredible. This is fun.
Well, and Kayla, if I can jump in on that, it also allows our sales desk to maybe give more of that one-on-one guest experience. They can step away. They can step away from the phone. They don't have to be behind the desk. They can go and, offer that guest coffee, water, check in with them, book their next appointment, more of a concierge type experience. Yeah. They can do those things because they're not, so, they don't have to hurry and run back to the phone because the world isn't going to stop spinning if we don't answer that telephone call, yes. type of deal. But it does create, a slowdown just a little bit as far as you can just an elevated guest experience.
Totally.
Is what it does.
And like you said before, like even if it's your front desk person, keep an eye on the chat, or it's a VA, keep an eye on the chat. Like, we are huge into utilizing VAs as well. And that's a huge part. If you've never you thought about having a VA in your salon, reach out to us, because we have many clients in our academy utilizing VAs and have just changed the whole process of what it even looks like to own a salon. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Reach out to us anyway. There'll be a number in the description. You can always text and ask. I would love to share more information on that. And that's just such a good point of like, yeah, having people respond and the ease of like, you don't have to be like, don't leave your post. If you leave your post, you're going to miss a whole opportunity. And then there's that hounding that you just feel like fear, like I have to go to the bathroom. How can I get up and leave? Or yeah, like I love the touch points of like, let me walk them back to the station. And then like you get stuck in a conversation, you hear the phone ring and you're like, shoot, if I don't get over there, you're like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. That doesn't feel very good when you'd be like, hey, they got that. They'll start the process. I can jump back in 5 minutes when I can see how that process is going. This is cool. I'm nerding out on this. I love it.
Yep.
The next part that I'd love to dive into is last minute openings. So you like have like your books are filled up, but then there's openings that are available. How have you been able to utilize this tool to fill your last minute openings?
So we just recently hired a new nail technician on, and it takes a little bit. She doesn't have, isn't from the area, doesn't have a whole lot of, know a lot of people. So, how do you build, right? So one of the things that we've been able to do then is reach out to the guests that are coming in that day. Like in the morning when we get here, our sales desk will just type up a script and just copy and paste it into all of the easy, dashboard with the texting, and can make an offering. Like we're offering a pedicure for a certain price point, to get that service provider in front of more guests that day.
Wow.
And so it just, again, allows you different opportunities, and different offerings we can do, and we can cater to it whatever we want to do. I mean, we just literally, they kind of know in the morning, they always look at the books, and we kind of have a system, as far as this is what you offer in this department, what you can offer in that department. It can be an upgrade, a complimentary upgrade, a price point service, anything. We just set that up on the front side, whatever works for you and your side, your salon. But our goal is to typically to get the books filled and help that service provider build.
Yeah. And I love what you just said about like almost like templates. Like there's a list already that you've pre-done. You can, and also the statistics of you run a text that goes out and your dashboard will tell you, hey, this one, this is the open rate. This was the response rate. This is how many appointments that particular text booked, and you can keep track of that and be like, okay, well, that wording didn't work. Let's try this wording. And then you can like log templates or log like just have them already preloaded in there to be like, okay, this is our day looking like, these are the kind of appointments that are available. What can I send out that would help to fill these books? And then the dashboard will help to communicate with you like, yes, that worked, that didn't work, and be able to evolve from that. And it gives another point of like, okay, let's look back over the week. How did it go? What did the AI support us in booking? What did it not? What can we pivot for next time? And that's really cool to be able to have, even like, sometimes like when you're trying to solve a problem, like how incredible would it be if like you have a problem that's kind of coming up, and for in this situation, we don't have every appointment booked today. And then to have a tool that's like, okay, well, I have a place to start. I have something that can support me. So instead of spending an hour trying to figure it out, writing things out, knowing what to do, you have it already preloaded and ready. Be like, okay, this is what I need. And it's just happening so much quicker. So you can fill those books rather than taking an hour trying to figure out what you're going to do to solve that problem in the first place.
Yeah, what we found, and thank you for that point, really, Kayla, because what we found is that always came from like myself, from Holly. Well, guess what? We're not here every day. Or maybe coming in later that day, or whatever the case may be. And so then the sales desk didn't necessarily know how to fill the books. So we just created systems, and our AI has helped, with this texting, because it is two-way. We can do all of this. Our software isn't capable of two-way texting. Yeah. So, it really helps with these systems that you set up on the front side. And so they have the autonomy to plug and play when, in order to fill the books.
Yeah. I love what you just said, the two-way texting, be able to actually have a conversation with people. Like, yes, because I know some people are like, well, AI doesn't always know what it's talking about, or it can have issues and things like that. But then you have somebody monitoring it, and you have somebody be like, okay, I can jump in. Nope, I'm going to take it over now. And then you start interacting with the conversation, or even texting, or maybe the AI sends it out in the first part of it, and then the conversation is between you and the person you're communicating with. And so there's a lot of customability. And so when you're researching your tool, whether you use this one or not, and we'll drop it at the end, what tool this is. So you can be like, what is the thing? I want it. Yeah. But as you're researching, like it's like, what are the needs of your salon? What are you trying to accomplish and what's going to help you serve in that way? This is a program that Holly and Cindi have figured out as a really good fit for their salon and been able to accomplish all of these things. But maybe you don't have a front desk person, all the day, or, whatever your situation is all the day. You know what I mean? But maybe whatever it is, be like, okay, I have a small staff. I have too big of a staff. I have too many things, whatever. Just do the research to know what are the points that you really are important to you, and start with something. And so Cindi, you said earlier, I want to kind of circle back on this. You said it took you about a month to really like dial in of like how to get the software to work for you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's all part of the dashboard, but there's like a questionnaire, and it just asks you a lot of information about your salon. Wow. And what responses, you to help formulate the responses, I guess, is kind of the questionnaire. We start with that, and you fill out all the information, your services, all of that kind of stuff. And then we would tweak it. You'd be like, okay, maybe that wasn't quite the response we wanted. So then all we had to do is, let them know that, report it. We would fill out a report and be like, okay, we're thinking this would make more sense. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of a growth period, but isn't that true of, a new hire? I mean, everybody has some type of training period. So yeah, it was, relatively painless, I would say.
I love that. And I love that too, because you can customize it, you can work with it. And I love what you just said and how it asks you the questions. You're like, I don't know how to add to it, but it's prompting you like, okay, well, what about this? Asking these questions. Again, you're using AI, so they're really smart, and they're going to figure out how to get the information they need to be the best useful tool for you, especially when you're paying for it.
And you get to guide that though. If you don't like the response, then let's change it. That's the cool thing. You're not, you can set it up for your brand, like we said earlier, and what you would like. Yeah,
man, this is awesome. This is really cool, man. I'm nerding out on all of this. It's really fun. For our last point is a really good tool, and you probably are doing this in some form or fashion, but imagine adding AI to it, is running campaigns for your salon, running promotions, things like that. So Cindi, talk to me a little bit about what kind of campaigns you run, how this tool has served you guys in being able to run campaigns in the background.
So with this specific tool, we can send out 1,000 campaign texts a month. Wow. So what we do, one of the ones that we do is like we miss you campaign. So we run a report on our software of guests who haven't been in for, whatever parameter you set, 6 months, a year, 3 months, whatever you'd like to do. And then we send out a mass texting campaign, and, with an offering, without an offering. I mean, we've, just play around whatever works for you. Yeah. A lot of times we do, a percentage off or something for somebody that hasn't been in for over a year, because we want to get them back. And maybe they left with another service provider that left, but maybe we can get them into a different department too. Yeah. So if their stylist left, maybe they would come and get a facial or nails or something like that. And, you can do all different types of campaigns and birthday campaigns. I mean, most of our software is capable of pretty much running reports on anything for that matter. And so the AI will allow you to send out a mass text campaign if you have a new service, a new product, extensions, any of that. You can totally run a campaign through this also.
Yeah. And then it will follow through. It'll book appointments. It'll do the multiple choice. You can jump in at any time. Like there's just all the things that we talked about, being able to run campaigns and that in the background. It's just multiple different points on utilizing AI to work in your salon. And if you've tried a software before and you're just like, yeah, I've tried it, it doesn't work, or you've had a bad experience, then there's a learning curve to everything. Understand that going in, and set a time like, okay, I'm going to commit to this for 30 days and to see how it works. Or if you had a program like, no, that one was terrible, I'm ruined from AI. Like, I get that totally, but there's so many different platforms out there, or even getting yourself in with a community of people to ask the questions. So if go to our Facebook group and be like, hey, I'm thinking of using this AI tool. What do you guys think? And then they'll flood your comments and be like, this is no, I used it, I hated it, or yeah, this is amazing, whatever it looks like. You kind of get data that way of asking other people, what have you utilized? Or even be able to offer like, hey, this is what I've utilized. What have you guys utilized? And so Cindi, do you want to reveal what it is that you guys have used and what all this information is based off of?
We use TrueLark, so it's just TrueLark. And, again, Kayla had said that we're not cookie cutter. This is what works for Metropolitan Salon. This is what works for Holly and I in our business. And that's what we found. I don't even know if we researched that many other ones, to be honest with you. We are just in love. Now, you have to find the one you're going to be in love with. And there's always goods and bads. I mean, it's just like our booking software. There's always pluses and minuses. I mean, that's life. Everything isn't always 100% the way you want it. But things change so fast, too, it can get there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, just in the missed calls alone, being able to raise an extra $1,800 in service in revenue just in 4 weeks, just by the missed calls alone. And again, the data itself, being able to know what's happening, how our conversations happening, what has been successful, what campaigns you're running that are actually being utilized, and how AI can take the campaigns that you're probably already running in your softwares and being able to actually book from them. And you maybe use them and be like, yeah, this is old news. And hopefully if you are utilizing AI, you got some ideas today on how you could utilize it to a step further and promote better in your salon and add that extra layer to give, to take some of the workload off of your front desk, your salespeople, or your sales desk in the front and things like that. So man, Cindi, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for geeking out with me about AI and talking about how this program or any AI tool, just look into it. And there's multiple different aspects of your salon. We talk about this in our client academy group constantly, like what AI tools are you utilizing? And so much is coming up of like answering machine things. And the world is evolving. And if you don't evolve with it, you will get left behind as people are utilizing more things and people coming out of the schools and wanting better technology and are better at technology. My son can he's 5 and he can use my phone better than I can. So there's a whole new generation of people who are better at technology. And if you as a salon owner, you're like, well, I can barely use my computer, I don't know how to set up this technology, then utilize the people in your salon to support. Be like, hey, I'm trying this new software. Find somebody that you really trust. If you have a leadership team, if you don't, reach out to us also because we can help you build your leadership team. But find people in your salon that can come alongside and help you figure it out. Be like, hey, I'm going to try this for 30 days. Will you partner with me in it to giving it all of our efforts to see if this could work for our salon, or even researching. Be like, hey, can you research a good thing to utilize? Honestly, go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, these are my problems in my salon. This is what I'm looking for. Can you name 3 AI tools that I could utilize for this particular services? And it will be like, yeah, here's 12. And whatever it is, you can ask ChatGPT. Again, utilizing AI to help you do half of the work. And sometimes out of the 12 ones, 6 of them are really, really bad. And you can even tell it that. But just being able to use AI in your salon to build your revenue is a really good idea. So if you have any questions, you want any support, you want to know what other AI tools that we are utilizing, there's a number in the description. You can text us anytime. We'd love to chat with you and get you into our community so you have a safe place to be able to ask the questions and get real-time advice on good tools to use, whether it's AI or not. You can reach out to us anytime. So Cindi, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and sharing all of this. I'm so glad that you guys found this tool and it's working so well for your salon. Is there anything else you want to share before we hop off?
I just want to say, don't be scared of it. And one of the things with the TrueLark too is they walk you through all of the onboarding. You do not have to be the one to know everything inside and out by any means. Yeah. And I'm sure all the different types of AI has support that will help you with it. So don't let your fear get in the way, because it is beautiful when you get it working for you.
Yes. And if you have we leave in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not, then just reach out. I'd love to know if you're utilizing any tools or you have any ideas of AIs that are really working in your salon. Drop them in the comments. I would love to know what it is that you utilize in your salon so that people can get an idea as well, because AI is here. And if you don't start implementing it into your salon, you're going to get left behind. So thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you next time on the Profitable Salon Owner Podcast.
Bye. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Profitable Salon Owner Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave us a review, and check us out at profitablesalon.com for more episodes, content, and to help you turn your salon into the business you've always dreamt of.